Okay, we're live. Wonderful. A very simple message here today. You should boycott AI in in the arts and entertainment. So, in music, movies, novels, YouTube videos, and wherever AI is applied to entertain or bring you some kind of art, you should boycott that. It's very simple. Don't buy that book where the author has admitted to using AI. Don't watch the movie um, written by an AI script. Don't click on that AI generated YouTube thumbnail. A very simple message. This is how we can make these corporations understand that they need artists and true creative people. Let me just take a few seconds and welcome people here to the chat. Quebec Patriot and AS and Karura, hi there. Wonderful. Good to see you. We will tackle that little thing that that some people like to say. We'll tackle it straight away. It's a tool. AI is just a tool. That's like saying a hammer is a tool. Yeah, AI is a tool. Wonderful. Yeah, and it's not like it should not ever be applied. I can imagine that in when you do research on curing diseases, AI has a place there, obviously a very important place. And it's not like it's not, it should never be used. That's not what I'm saying. But there is something that makes us different. I would say from other species. We're the only, well, we are primates. Primates like monkeys. We're not monkeys, but we are primates. So, we are animals, but we are different from other animals in many ways. And maybe the most important way is that we make art. We have the ability to make art. And I might be mistaken here, and we don't know what the life experience is for a dolphin. But I would, my guess is that human beings, Homo sapiens, is the only species that make art. And it's like, that's important. And what I'm seeing now is that these corporations, they are embracing AI. And it's putting artists out of business. That's happening already. It's affecting, at this point, mostly designers, like book covers. If you design, I'm an author, and I see this happening in my line of business. They are losing their jobs. Designers are losing their jobs because you can just ask AI to make a book cover, and that's obviously much cheaper. You don't need a designer. And that's why the many of these publishing houses choose to do that now. I'm seeing it also being applied in the translation of books. which is obviously then putting people out of business, because what they will do is that they will use AI to translate the book into a different language, and you have a translator going through that text, which will to make it more human. And then you will see, obviously, that there will be lots of errors in the text. A lot of things will be lost in translation. But it seems like these corporations, they don't care. Actors, it's being mentioned here by Witty Mystic, they are being advised not to agree to have their faces scanned. Cubic Patriot saying elephant painting. Yeah, maybe some animals can create art. Okay, yes. So the actors, they are saying you shouldn't let these production companies scan your face, because then they have actually just stolen your face. And they can generate your face and generate you and put you in movies without paying you. So more and more examples are, more and more of the creative, the businesses that use creative people, like true creative people, they are now embracing AI. And we need to fight this, and we fight this by boycotting any product that has used AI when it comes to the arts. Not saying that you should boycott an important new medicine for a serious disease if they have used AI to find that medicine. That's not what I'm saying. But the arts and the arts matter. What I'm suspecting now is that in my line of business, I'm a novelist. I'm suspecting that a lot of people out there, novelists, which I should say formerly known as novelists, they are using AI, but they won't tell you. And they use AI, and then they go through the text. They use AI in parts of their books. I suspect that that's happening already. There are lots of people, they don't have any pride in their work. So this is something that I know that I suspect that we will not win this battle. But that's not always the most important thing, actually. Knowing that you fought is maybe more important. And when the arts, and by that I mean the movies, the books, animated movies, YouTube videos, when it's all being taken over by AI, and people are just sick and tired of this soulless crap, then at least you can say, you know what, I spoke out against this, and I boycotted, and I still boycott that crap. I tried to do something. BCJ says, I do audiobook narration. AI trash plagues the audible space. Yeah. Yeah. I've just finished my writing for today. I write early in the morning. And I've made a choice. If it's expected that you use AI to make a book, to write a book, I will not do it. Now, of course, they won't say that. Okay, so here's how it will work. Here's how it will be. Okay, it's not like they will say you have to use AI to write your book. Uh, that's not what will happen. They will say instead, well, we expect your new book to be finished in 2 months, because all the other so-called authors out there, um, they write books in 2 months. Okay, how do they do that? Big mystery. Well, they use AI, and then they go through it. They edit it after the AI has created the book. You get what I'm saying here? So that will change the business, and it will change the amount of money you get paid as well. You will get paid less. And when you say that, well, actually, I can't write a book in 2 months. That creative process will take 2 years. You know, it will take 2 years, because I have to go through that whole process, not only writing, but the material needs to mature. It's not like you can just sit down and just write. You have to, there are so many things that go into that process. That's why we call it art, you know. It needs to contain also errors, the humanity of it all. You know, it needs to contain, and this is it keeps me up at night when I've made mistakes. And all authors make some mistakes, but actually, I think that if a book had no errors in it, no flaws, it would not be interesting. It would not be interesting, because it would then lack that human touch. But they won't care. They will just say, "Oh, we expect a book in 2 months." And you know, do I think that my present editors will say that? No, no, I don't think so. I think they have pride in their work, but they will not be there forever. And the people making decisions, and I'll let you in here on a business secret. The people making the big decisions are not the editors. They are high up in the hierarchy in these corporations. And if they say that, you know what, we're going to change the business model now, we'll allow for a tiny amount of real books, and the other books will just be, you know, mass produced using opening up for AI. And I won't do that. I won't do that. And I think that I think, here's what I think, that before the publishers tell you that you have to write a book in 2 months, you will see real authors, real novelists quitting. They will quit. Because I mean, the creative struggle is the main reason I'm doing this. You know what? I'll let you in on another secret here. I want to write the perfect book. And I know I will never be able to do that. But I think that if I got to the point where I write the perfect book, which I will never do, I think it's impossible. If I got to that point, actually, oh, I've written the perfect book, I would write no more after that. You know, so that's it's the struggle. It's like when you these mountain climbers, they say that when you reach the summit of Mount Everest or whatever, that's sometimes a anti-climax, because the struggle was the whole point of climbing that mountain. you know. But anyway, um, when it comes to something that is a bit more common, or something that more people are doing, uh, which is being on YouTube, making YouTube videos, or TikTok. I've never been on TikTok, but TikTok videos, whatever. Here's an interesting thing. Here's concerning YouTube. Okay, you can now copy successful thumbnails, put your and ask AI to put your head and your your head on, not your only your head, but your person there in that image. So I saw a video about this. They could copy a thumbnail made by Mr. Beast. I don't know why you would do that, but you could do that and ask AI to replace Mr. Beast with your person there in the thumbnail. And it's like, when it's that easy to make AI generated thumbnails, people will be doing that. And it's being speculated now that YouTube will move away from thumbnails altogether. Because they will already, you are seeing, I mean, what you're seeing already is that in your suggested feed, or whatever it's called, and I have a lot to say about YouTube. And I mean, this is they made their bed. YouTube, they made their bed, and now they're going to have to lie in it. The only downside to that is, of course, that they're dragging people like me down with them. But they have been working really hard here on YouTube to make YouTube much less interesting. But when you see the thumbnails now in the suggested videos feed, the thumbnails are usually, all of them, great, or at least there's a lot of catchy thumbnails there, because it's so easy to make. I don't, I try not to make thumbnails that look like that. Thumbnails need to be here on this channel. I don't make thumbnails at all. You'll just see my face from the side in a darkened room. But it's like, I try not to make thumbnails that are easy to copy, and I try not to make thumbnails that look like the AI thumbnails out there. And there's a reason for that, because I'm in here for the long haul. And I also think that not only will YouTube do away with the thumbnails altogether if this continues, but what we're also going to see here on YouTube is that videos that are very within a niche, and typically videos where someone sit and talk like I do now, but they sit and talk looking at the camera in a bright lit room. Those videos will be easy to copy. So you can actually ask AI to write the script, and you can ask AI to put your person in that setting, or a very similar setting. So it's copied. So I don't find those videos very interesting to begin with, but it's a shame, of course. But we'll see what happens. This is Now, what I'm asking people to do here, well, you will do what you want, of course, but what I'm saying here is that if you think that AI is funny, it's you use it now and then, but you also see that it's negative. What I'm saying here is obviously true. But if you think that, well, it's funny to play around with, I use it now and then, and so on, I'm going to say something to you now that you won't like to hear. Okay, you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Because as long as people use AI in the entertainment sector, in the arts, it's strengthening AI. It needs to be boycotted 100%. And this is so important. I know it's not what people want to hear, but there is no way around it. If you want to stop AI from completely taking over the entertainment sector and the arts, you need to completely boycott AI in the entertainment sector and the arts. I'm sorry, but that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Now, have I clicked on AI generated videos? Yes, I have, but I didn't know. Typically, it's been. Have you seen those movie trailers? They look like movie trailers. So if you've seen like a movie that you liked, and it says, hold on. Well, I can't think of an example right now, but here's a movie you liked, and there's a number 2, number 3, or something coming and here's the movie trailer, and you click on that because you're interested in seeing the follow-up movie, and then it takes a few seconds, and you realize this is not real. It's just AI. This so it's the I've been fooled. Yeah. I can't remember now. It's probably happened a few times, actually. And these people know that. That's why they are doing that. That's why they are making these so-called videos. It's to get the views. So yeah. So this is the way to do it. This is the only way to do it. Don't give them money. Don't give them your money, and don't give them your time. On YouTube, you pay with your time, okay? Because they get paid by clicks because of the ads, and so do I. But there is no way to do this. Like, oh, I'll use AI just for fun here and there when I feel like it. No, it needs to be complete. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, okay. So the argument that this is just another tool, like painters didn't go out of business when photography was invented. First of all, that's not true. Of course they did. A lot of them too. But it's not the same, because this is something that creates something new out of other people's original work. So there's a difference there. There's a difference. We haven't seen this before. This is not like Photoshop as being mentioned here, because Photoshop is a tool that needs to be, well, now Photoshop has the option of AI actually, but up until it implemented AI, you needed a human there to sit there and tweak the photos. So again, very different. You couldn't ask Photoshop to create an image out of other people's work like AI can do now. Let's see here. Yeah, well, it's interesting to ponder about, that's my new favorite word, ponder about what kind of videos will not be copied by AI here on YouTube. My guess is that it will be very difficult to copy outdoors videos, like true outdoors videos, where people are walking through the landscape, shifting landscapes, making a campfire, and all of that. I think that's going to be difficult to copy, at least for a while. These videos that are imperfect are going to be difficult to copy, because AI looks too perfect to be real, and that's how you see that it's AI, you know. Let's see. Yeah, AI had a problem with number of fingers on the hands, but that's, if it's still doing that, it's only a matter of time before, you know, it will sort that out. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think that it's also quite scary that, you know, you can have a person sitting there, and then they use an AI filter to, so that a woman can appear as a man, or the other way around. The voice is changed, and it's happening in, I think, in real time. That's kind of, I mean, wow, you know. Let's see here. Fear Old ID says, I think many people talking so extreme about AI haven't used it. Is it not enough for you that people are being fired, or they're not being hired because of AI? Shouldn't that be enough? Maybe here's another, okay, so here's another attitude that I've seen and heard quite a few times. If you're an artist, and AI is stealing your job, well, get another job. Being an artist isn't a real job anyway. That's what some people out there are saying. I think that comes from a place of envy. Comes from a place of, from people who realize that they do not have the talent and the tenacity to become a published author, for instance. And that is why they love AI, and they like the fact that AI is taking the livelihood away from those people. But how will you feel when it steals your job? Because it will. Uh, yeah, Kim Anderson says, whenever people produce nowadays movies, music, cars, it all looks and sounds the same. There's no soul there. I saw an article just briefly yesterday that said that it's not that those movies that you are asking for are not being produced. It's not. It's just that because they are. It's just that what's being pushed by media is Marvel superhero movies and what's the thing with the cars? Fast and Furious number 18 or whatever, and or Spider-Man. So we don't. I mean, I'm guilty on that as well. Well, I don't watch those crap movies, but there are movies out there that I probably would have liked to watch, but I don't even know about them. Yeah. Boston Dynamics already have robots that can lift, move, and stack inventory. Forklift drivers might be next. Yeah. Which professions will be replaced if we are talking, non-creative, if you will, professions. So drivers, everyone driving a car now, that will be replaced by drones or self-driving cars. What else? Lots of the manual thing, like warehouse in working in the warehouse. We're already seeing it. It's not AI, but it's when you are in the grocery store, you have now in Norway, and I've seen it in the UK as well. You can it's a fairly new thing here, but you can scan your groceries yourself and pay. If I have the option to choose, I don't do that because, and I will say this often to the person working there, the cashier, I think it's called, that I will say it sometimes. I prefer to buy my groceries here, so to protect your job. I will say that. Let's see here. Yeah. I think that if there is money to be saved, and there will be, by firing people and having robots doing the job, and AI doing the job, these corporations will do that. There might be some exceptions, but most of these corporations, and I'm sorry to say this, but they don't care about you. They don't. They care about short-term profit. Not even long term, short term profit. Increasing the value of the stocks in that company. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Westcomb says bands used to be able to make some decent money in the past, big difference now. Yeah, and it's very interesting that the bands are almost gone from the charts, like top 10 or top 100, whatever. It's mostly I'm old, so you have to excuse me, the Rihannas of this world, or the well, I don't know. That's the only artist I could think of actually right now. There is I know nothing about. Hold on, there's one, Lady Gaga. Yeah, those people, I suppose they make pop music, and I suppose that that music is in the charts. Those are it's manufactured. It's soulless in the way I see it. So it's obviously not made for people like me, but so I see that that's okay. But it's like where was I going with this? Yeah, basically there is no soul there. Oh yeah. Yes, musicians are not getting paid. Yes, so they want to these manufactured artists, which will then easily be replaced with AI music and Hotep says Cardi B and Sabrina Carpenter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know Lady Gaga is a real artist, like a real human being. I know that. I don't know so much about these artists, but when I go to the gym, sometimes the younger people there are in charge of the music, which is a terrible thing. They should not be allowed to be in charge of the music because it's crap and it's horrible. But yeah, so so it's like it's not real music, is it? It's just nonsense. But anyway, no, I'm not a Black Sabbath guy, actually. It's a little bit too lazy for me, in a way. Sorry for training. Sorry. No, they put on this rap music. It's not music, and it's like you have these people. They sound like Donald Duck, and I suppose they're talking about how life is so hard and tough in the Bronx or something like that. I can't relate to that. I'm in the gym in Norway, somewhat rural Norway, training powerlifting. I'm a 52-year-old man in rural Norway training powerlifting. Why the hell would I listen to the how difficult it is to be a black man in the Bronx? In why I no. I'm not interested in that. Uh, yeah. Testamona says you're talking about garbage pop music, though mainstream music is horrible, but there are so many independent artists who tour internationally and are incredibly talented. People just need to look. Yeah, you are right. It's again, this is the problem. These people are competing with this crap that is already, I suspect, generated by AI, and it's like we don't discover these people. Occasionally I do, but that's not what's being pushed, which is a big shame, because it should be, what I said here should be applied to music as well. Um, Lots of Black Sabbath fans here. I'm sorry, I'm not a Black Sabbath fan. I am sorry. I'm not saying Black Sabbath is not good music. Obviously it is, but it's not my thing. um, let's see here. Yeah, so that's music. Victim to AI. And I think music is, at least pop music, is even more so subject to just making money, quick money, than the other arts, maybe. Yeah, I tend to play some Amon Amarth. Yes, I do. I like that. um, okay. Yeah. So basically, this is a simple message here, and we need to boycott AI in the arts and in the creative field. And we do that by not buying stuff that has been made by AI completely or partly. Um, and we do it by not clicking on those AI generated thumbnails. And yes, sometimes we are tricked into doing that. I certainly have. As I said, there's been a few times when I've seen something that I thought was a movie trailer for a movie that's looked very interesting. I click on it, and it takes a few seconds, and then you realize it's AI. It's not real. Um, so, yeah. Yes. Orochi Fox says, I've been playing guitar for nearly my whole life. I have a wall of electric guitars and I mod them. That's great. Okay. Yeah, that's all for now. I want to thank you guys thank you guys for coming here. And I also want to thank you if you have watched my video. If you watched my video on the one about Odin and wisdom on the main channel, there's a link to my main channel in the video description. I am very, very happy that these videos that are not about trending topics at all are now doing a little bit better. I'm very happy about that, because I did the overnighter video on the main channel a week ago or something like that, and a couple of weeks ago, and then the video about Odin. So I'm very happy that they are being watched. It's certainly not because of YouTube. It's in spite of YouTube. No. In spite of what do you say? Yeah, I think that's the correct word there. So yeah, I'm just happy that even though the views are not that great, they are at least not horrible. So yeah. Here we go. New World Order says, isn't talking about Odin a religious statement? So what if it was? Is that wrong? I don't get what you're trying to say there. So yeah, I will. I'm thinking about making a video with a focus on Freya, or Freya, as the English say, as well, because that is also important. Yeah, well, we will see. So I'm kind of happy with all of that. Absolutely. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, I will go and have my breakfast now. Hope you have a wonderful evening or morning. Okay, yeah, I won't be getting into that discussion about religion now. Okay, wonderful. We'll talk soon.